Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Monday, October 28th, 2019. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. The Honorable Alexis Jeffers, Minister of Agriculture in the Nevis Island Administration, left the Federation on Sunday, October 27th, 2019, to attend the Conference of Ministers of Agriculture of the Americas Inter-American Board of Agriculture 2019 in San Jose, Costa Rica. Minister Jeffers, who is representing St. Kitts and Nevis at the conference, will be among ministers of agriculture and livestock of 34 countries who will meet from October 29th to 31st to discuss pivotal issues for a sector that is key to the world's food supply, but which is facing serious economic, trade, environmental, and demographic challenges while attempting to fulfill its role as a guarantor of global food security. According to the provisional agenda for the conference, it will include a report to the member states and a message from the Director General. Topics to be discussed are the future of agriculture and rurality in the Americas, strategic partnerships, the financial and programmatic budgetary situation, as well as matters pertaining to the governing bodies of the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, IICA. The debates and discussions of the ministers and secretaries of agriculture will serve to guide and spur the modernization of this sector in the Americas and to provide decisive support for the institutional modernization efforts currently taking place at IICA. Minister Jeffers is expected to return to the Federation on Saturday, November 2nd, 2019. A water filtration system will be installed at Hamilton by the Nevis Island Administration's Water Services in collaboration with Adage Water Technologies. Manager of Water Services Floyd Robinson went into detail about the system.
In 2008, we had 3 wells that were dug, in addition to the maybe 18 wells we had prior. But these 3 main wells were dug by bead, as most Nevisians would remember. But one of those 3 wells had high levels of iron and manganese, and so we were unable to use them. The levels of iron and manganese was way above what the WHO, the World Health Organization, the standards for water consumption. Currently, the government is engaged in getting a filtration system from a company called Adage in the United States to be installed. And so what we're going to do is water from that particular well, which has been sitting for almost 10 years, will be filtered. The excess iron and manganese would be removed. We are talking about 500,000 gallons extra of water that we put in the system. And that would put the production above 2 million gallons, maybe 2.5 million gallons per day.
Robinson then spoke about the importance of the project.
With the current global changes that we're going to, climate change, this is a big deal for the island of Nevis, because most Nevisians, don't have to say it, just went through a dry period where water department had to be rationing water. So an extra 500,000 gallons a day would be a very big deal for the island. And so currently we're engaged with Adage and a filtration system. Hopefully start of next year construction would begin, and by May, maybe earlier, the whole project will be completed.
Meantime, Greg Gillis, Vice President of Adage Water Technologies, who made a presentation to 41 delegates during a technical tour on Nevis as part of the recently concluded Caribbean Water and Wastewater Association CWWA conference on St. Kitts, following a visit to the site for the installation of the filtration system on October 18, 2019, said the filtration process would be environmentally friendly. Gillis also explained the filtration process.
The system is a simple filtration system for iron and manganese removal that will involve entirely backwash recycling, and all of the residuals will be captured, and there will be no discharges also. So it's a very environmentally friendly process that we put together. We're going to be building this system in the States, and we'll be shipping it in December. We have assembled a nice team to work with from the States that are going to help with both engineering and for construction. And so we will be starting that construction in December and January, and we'll be up and running with the treatment plant to supply the community and I believe some of the resort hotels here starting probably in February or so. So the current quality of this water is very poor, and we hope to make it amazing quality water that will be very acceptable and people will really like it and enjoy it.
The following is a public notice from the Ministry of Tourism regarding taxi operations. The Ministry of Tourism will host a very important meeting for all taxi operators on the island of Nevis on Wednesday, October 30th, 2019. The meeting will take place from 5 to 7 p.m. at the St. Paul's Anglican School Room, Main Street, Charlestown. Important matters pertaining to taxi operations will be discussed. All taxi operators are therefore asked to make an extra special effort to attend. For further assistance, contact the Ministry of Tourism on 469-5521, extension 6444 or 6442. Still to come, St. James Primary School to host a series of parenting workshops. The details after this break.
Hotels on Nevis exist in great variety. The range of architectural styles are wide. Some are historic, some are modern, and yet others skillfully straddle both. Whether your choice is on the beach or in the hills, your stay would be comfortable and memorable. Nevis is one of the most unspoiled and relaxing islands in the Caribbean. Vividly green with blue skies, clean air, and long, empty beaches. Nevis has a pace of life that encourages you to stop and appreciate all the modern natural beauty around you. It's a very special place, famed for its charm and easygoing genuineness of its people. Nevis is a special place that will seduce you and tug at your heartstrings after you leave. Come and discover this remarkable jewel for yourself. The genuine charm and hospitality radiate into the unspoken. Welcome, be my guest, and do come again.
This one is dedicated to my lovely little island.
Welcome back. A cordial invitation is extended to the general public to participate in the interdenominational service for Remembrance Day on November 10th, 2019. The service will take place at the War Memorial in Charlestown and will commence at 8 a.m. with a 2-minute period of silence signaled by the firing of a gun. All persons, whether attending the service or not, are asked to observe this moment by keeping the silence, which includes halting of all vehicular traffic. Meantime, all school children who will be attending the service are advised that school buses will commence pickup at 6:30 a.m. from the usual pickup points and will leave the War Memorial, Charlestown at 9 a.m. All are asked to be guided accordingly. The Parent Teachers Association of the St. James Primary School will host a series of parenting workshops at the school. Principal Daniel Wallace outlined the details of the workshop, including the topics.
It would be 2 sessions this term, and we are hoping that in the other 2 terms we would also be able to host some other workshops for our parents. The topics are the brain and stages of child development, the impact of diet on growth and learning in children, the development of self-esteem and self-discipline in children, developing interpersonal relations through communication, and how children learn.
She also spoke about the objectives of the workshop and who it is targeting.
Okay, it's always important for parents to understand, what goes on in schools. They know they send their children to school, they get work, but sometimes they don't understand all the dynamics of what goes on. And I think by getting parents involved in these workshops, they would be able better to understand what goes on in school, how they can help their children learn, how feeding their children and all those things would impact learning. We are really thinking of our parents in the St. James's Parish. So the parents of VOJ Primary School are invited. Other parents, but it's mainly for the parents of St. James's Parish.
The first workshop begins on Wednesday, October 30th at the St. James Primary School at 5 p.m. The second workshop is on Wednesday, November 6th. 2019. Some of the facilitators include Palsy Wilkin, Pearlie Van Wilkin, and Lisa Lee. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.